What's good, y'all? What's good? Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to forego the music so we get straight into the talks. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I still need to share my stuff. So bear with me as I do that. Right? Just bear with me for a second as I get my share on, and then we're gonna get right to it. And shout out to everybody on the pull up first and foremost. You know what I mean? We're gonna get right to it once my phone stop acting stupid. Or yeah, we got some stuff to talk about, man. Finally, well, no, I wouldn't say finally because I wasn't really too pressed about Leon Rose not doing, a lot of interviews and stuff like that, like some fans and the media was, right? So I wasn't too pressed about that. I'm trying to get right and do my shares, but for whatever reason, is acting remedial right now. What is going on? Oh man, I'm trying to share so I get some people in here so I'm not talking to myself, which I absolutely hate. You know what I mean? I need people in my comments talking. I need the chat to go up, but for whatever reason, it's not cooperating. But whatever. So I'm gonna talk while I try to figure this out, right? So you know, Leon Rose did an interview. There we go. Leon Rose did the interview yesterday with MSG Network. My main man, Alan Hahn, conducted the interview. I'm pretty sure there's some people in the mainstream media that that feel some kind of way about that, but who cares, right? Who cares, right? Uh, but yeah. So back to what I was saying, Fraz, you already know the vibe. Shout out to my guy Fraz in the comments, man. Uh, so I know some people in the mainstream media feel some kind of way about, you know, my man. Yo, Fraz, why you here? Press a like and share for your boy. Uh, I know some people in the mainstream media feel some kind of way that my man Leon Rose yet again chose to do another interview with the MSG network and not one of these other major outlets, which I find hilarious that they be in their feels about that. But so what? Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know why is it acting like this. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know why it's acting shit. Whatever. Yeah. So my fault, y'all. I've been trying to get my thoughts together. Not even trying to get my thoughts together. Try to get this share right. Like this is bothering me that it won't let me do what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's annoying. Okay, here we go. Finally, thank you. Yeah, finally, thank you. Now I can share my shit, man. It's annoying. My fault, y'all. Bear with me, man. I'm over here trying to get my shares right, so I'm not just so it's not just me and Fraz in here talking to each other. You know what I mean? Even though that's cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But I'm trying to get right. How am I doing? I don't need to do that. Yeah. So, yeah, now we getting our shares on. Hold on. Bear with me. Yeah. Bear with me. We about to get right. We about to get right. My bad, y'all. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I see y'all pulling up. I see y'all pulling up. We're gonna get right to it. Just give me a second. Give me a second. And then, I tried to be proactive today. Like, yo, I'm not gonna play all the music because we're gonna get right to it. It's only gonna take me a couple seconds to do the sharing, and then we can get right to the conversations. And today my phone wanted to act stupid, but that's all right. But yeah, we here. Now, back to what I was saying. You feel me? Leon Rose did the interview with MSG Networks. There's a few I know the few mainstream outlets that's kind of tight about that. I find that hilarious. But my before we get into the specifics, my overall view of the interview was pretty much that Leon Rose was echoing what my sense of what Nick fans has been saying from all off season. Like everything that he said in this interview, pretty much from the collective of Nick fans has been saying the same thing. Uh, you know, uh, First question was right off the bat. Uh, they Yeah, right off the bat, he asked at my main man Alan Hahn asked about the Donovan Mitchell trade situation, and you know Leon Rose said is his pretty much said that is his job. Well, first of all, he said he's not really allowed to talk about players that are under contract with other teams. So he tried to not give away any source on what was the main conversation in trying to get Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks, or how they felt Donovan Mitchell felt about coming to the New York Knicks. That's what that I took that as. Like, I'm not really trying to throw Donovan Mitchell under the bus, and I'm not trying to get myself in trouble about talking about you know the idea of bringing him here. But pretty much, uh, he said that what he's been saying since he got here when it comes to that situation. The organization is going to be uh aggressive in their pursuit of trying to improve the team and being opportunistic. You know what I mean? And I think that's an important word that he used, and he used it several times throughout the interview. Uh, and and I, just being that word opportunistic pretty much means just being ready when the opportunity presents itself to to jump into action. And that's exactly what the Knicks did in that situation. They acquired all those extra draft picks to be aggressive and opportunistic in their pursuit of, getting a all-star on this team. Uh, and he also said that they chose to stay put, and which was again something else that the Knicks fans were happy about as a collective, staying put and not giving up all the things that Utah wanted to give up, because he he then on in the same conversation about Donovan Mitchell stated that he was thrilled about how the off season went. They're thrilled about how the off season went, and I agree. I'm thrilled about how the off season went too. I wasn't I was on the fence about Donovan Mitchell coming to the New York Knicks anyway, but I was thrilled the fact that we re-signed Mitchell Robinson. We didn't overpay him. We paid him pretty much his market value. Um, and I was thrilled about the extension for R.J. Barrett. Again, not overpaying R.J. Barrett, hitting him with an incentive-based contract. That was fire dealings. You feel me? As far as the front office go, and of course the signing of Jalen Brunson, who was the best. Let me reiterate that, the best available point guard this offseason. There wasn't a point guard that was available for free agency that was better than Jalen Brunson. Let's be clear about that. And we got that. This is something that we never do as Knick fans, bro. This is something that we never do as Knick. I mean, as the New York Knick organization. The New York Knick organization never get the best at their position through free agency. You feel me? Let alone not the best. Like, granted, he may not have been the best player free agency wise, but he was the best at his position free agency wise. That never happens for us. So there's a lot of reasons to be thrilled about how the offseason turned out, and missing out on Donovan Mitchell via trade shouldn't damper on that. And I think that's the message that Leon Rose was trying to convey with what he was saying there about being thrilled about how the off season went, because he has faith in the young core. Same thing that all the New York Knicks fans, most New York Knicks fans do. You feel me? Most New York Knicks fans have tremendous faith in this young core. I do. You feel me? And and shout out to Leon Rose and you know staying put, not mortgaging the future of this team, because that's something also he said too, that the team is in really good shape moving forward for the future. He mentioned about uh us having 21 draft picks over the next 7 years. It's a lot of draft picks. That's a lot of assets and capital that could be used in the pursuit of the term that he used of being aggressive and opportunistic. Uh, Granted, we didn't get what we wanted this time, but who's to say that's going to be the last opportunity we have to use all that capital for our advantage of being opportunistic and aggressive? You feel me? When another opportunity present itself, we will be ready to. We have the assets to make a move. Uh, and Alan Hahn asked him, to coincide with the fact that we have all these assets, is it safe to say that the shop is not closed? And Leon Rose reply was simple to that. The shop is not closed. You feel me? Because the message from day one from Leon Rose was that there was going to be aggressive and opportunistic. These are the words that he's been using since he's been, the president of the New York Knicks. And just because you're being aggressive, that doesn't mean you have to be foolish. That doesn't mean you have to mortgage everything you built to try to quote unquote improve. It's a smart way to be aggressive. And I think the aggressive thing that they did was, you know, trading back to acquire more draft capital, uh, and being ready to make a play for players that they deem fit to fit the New York Knicks, and also remaining somewhat financially flexible to acquire free agents that fit and can help this team. Uh, to me, that's being aggressive. If you look at the landscape of our contract situation over the next few years, it's really good. We still going to be financially flexible in the future, and that's dope. You know what I mean? And that goes along with being opportunistic, and that helps being opportunistic and aggressive. You feel me? So also in the interview, he was talking about the players. Uh, he was talking about Mitch. Mitch's health has been an issue for the New York Knicks and himself since he's been in the league. Uh, Leon Rose mentioned that Mitchell Robinson is 100% healthy, and I think that's going to be huge for us. Pause. Uh, a healthy Mitchell Robinson going into the season is going to be amazing. You know, he's right. Mitchell Robinson is an elite rim protector, averaging 1.8 uh, blocks per game last season. He's a guy that can help on defense and cover up a bevely of mistakes, on perimeter defense. And for him to be healthy and available is going to be a great thing for this team. Helping the defense. We were 11th in the NBA in defensive ranking last year. I think we see that jump. Um, and we were 11th in defensive ranking with a backcourt of Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. That says a lot. That says a lot, bro. To be ranked 11th in the NBA with a backcourt of a washed up Kemba Walker and traffic cone Evan Fournier. Uh, that says a lot, and I do believe we're going to see a shakeup in the starting lineup, and having a healthy Mitchell Robinson only helps that. And I don't even think Mitch going to be playing as many minutes that he did, in previous seasons with the acquisition of Hartenstein and still having Jericho Sims. But yeah. So he talking about Mitch. Talking about speaking of Hartenstein, if I'm pronouncing the name right, I always mess it up. I still confused on how to pronounce his name. But Alan Hahn also agrees with me of something that I've been saying since we signed the kid, that that is a sneaky good pickup. I don't think, Nick fans and other sports fans alike understand the dynamic that he's going to bring to this team. Uh, Hartenstein as a semi like a he's more of a stretch five, but he's still pretty good rim protector. Uh, he still can attack the basket, catch alley oops, all the things that Mitch does. And he has a added caveat of the fact that he's a really good passer. 4 or 5, a really good passer. I'm not talking about just making wide open passes. I'm talking about leading guys to the basket through traffic, like that kind of passing on a team that is loaded with slashers. Uh, Loaded with guys that like to get to the basket and cut. Like coming off the bench playing with Obi, somebody who loves the cut to the basket. Uh, Spending time on the court with RJ and Julius at points, guys who like to get to the basket. And having a five that can pass and shoot and open up the floor for those kind of guys is going to be really good. It's going to be really good. And I've watched some highlights of Hartenstein. I'm not going to say that I've watched a whole bunch of games that he played because I wasn't really watching too many Clippers games last season because Kawhi wasn't playing most of the season. Paul George was injured, so I wasn't really watching their games. But I did have a chance to check out some of his highlights. He plays with a lot of hustle. He plays with a lot of hustle. He likes to run the floor. Uh, and like I said, he defends. He defends. He's a good rim protector. So you don't lose. You don't even lose defense when you put him in to dispel. Uh, uh, you don't lose much. I'm not saying he's as good as a rim protector as Mitchell Robinson, but I'm saying he's good. You don't lose much as far as rim protection when Mitch goes out. I think Hartenstein is gonna be a sneaky good pickup for us, man. And moving right along, who else they was talking about? Talking about Quentin Grimes and his improvement that you saw in the summer league, and and the faith, and the big part of that is the faith that Coach Tommy T has in Quentin Grimes, which is like dope because a lot of us was screaming for him to play the kids. That's a kid that he's going to play, and whole play the kids. We gonna get into that conversation a little bit later, but yeah, yo, if you're in the building, press the like for your boy. I don't like the way my likes is looking. My likes is not looking liked. You feel me? My likes is not looking liked. Oh yeah, Nilo, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it, Brody. To answer, short answer, yes. You feel me? But I'm going to elaborate that on that a little bit more in a second, right? Short answer to that is yes. Uh, Yeah, so we are talking about Quentin Grimes, the work that he put in the offseason, and the fact that Coach Tommy T has a lot of faith in Quentin Grimes, which we saw last year when he was healthy and he cracked the rotation. He was pretty much a main fixture in a rotation once he started getting the PT, and that's dope. I mean, Quentin Grimes showed that he could possibly be a special defender, and he could shoot the rock. I mean, and what we saw in summer league is him, adding other caveats to his game, him driving to the basket a little bit more, trying to create off the dribble a little bit more, instead of being just a straight up catch and shoot guy. Uh, but now to Nilo's question, right? Yes, I think he should start over Evan Fournier. Absolutely, all day in America. Uh, I think defensively it just makes sense, right? Defensively it just makes sense. Jalen Brunson not being the greatest defender, but he's not a bad defender. You feel me? Not a bad defender. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you know, the Dallas Mavericks were, I think, a top 10 defensive team in the NBA last season. I could be wrong, right? They could either top 10 or top 15. And with him at point guard, you feel me? So Jalen Brunson is not a horrible defender, but he's not great either, right? So to have Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, who's taking a tremendous leap as a defender. Julius Randle, he takes plays like, and people be bugging me out saying Julius Randle don't defend. He takes plays off. Yes, he does. I'm not going to say that he doesn't. But Julius Randle is not a bad defender, bro. He's actually pretty decent, really solid. You feel me? So Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, that's a tough defensive team in my eyes. And you add Quentin Grimes to that. That just we're going to go back to number 4 defensively, easy. And Evan Fournier, I think, will wreak havoc coming off the bench, playing against other teams' second unit. I think that's a benefit. I think him playing alongside the more of a up tempo pace with Emmanuel quickly running point, or Derrick Rose, because they interchangeable at 1 and 2. Uh, they play a more up tempo game coming off the bench, and that'll benefit Evan Fournier. That'll help him get to his favorite shot more often, which is the corner threes, which he shoots at a 50% clip for his career. Uh, that would help Evan Fournier a lot coming off the bench, and he won't have to defend the same kind of talent level in the second unit, right? So that would only help Evan, and Grimes in the front in the starting lineup would be dope too, because you don't lose much as far as shooting go, because Grimes could shoot the rock. You know what I mean? Uh, Nilo, I'm not even going to answer that question because the question is in itself is ridiculous. No way in the world you start Obi Toppin over Julius Randle. That's wild, bro. That's wild. But yeah, I'm not even gonna put that on my screen. Uh, uh, yo, so boom, right? So that's how I feel about Quentin Grimes, and you know, Leon Rose spoke very highly of him in the interview, as he did all the players. You feel me? Another thing he spoke about, you know, he spoke about Derrick Rose. You feel me? And a lot of people forget because he was out for so long. Not Knicks fans, but a lot of people forget how good Derrick Rose still is. Right? He's not elite, and especially playing against the second unit. Derrick Rose, when we went to Leon Rose said he was the heart and soul of that team that went to the bro, because the guys on the team is really good, Jaffe. That's why they like that on 2K. But back to what I was saying, they forget how vital Derrick Rose was to the playoff team that we had 2 years ago, right? And a healthy Derrick Rose playing against other teams' second unit is difficult to deal with, right? And he's healthy again, right? Lost weight down to his rookie weight, as they so like Derrick Rose is talking about. Leon Rose also mentioned it as well. That he's down to his rookie weight. In the sport of basketball, your weight matters. Your weight matters. It affects everything. It affects your physical health, how fast you are, how high you jump. It affects everything. And for him to be back down to that kind of weight, and still focusing on preserving his body, I could only imagine that'll help his health, right? So you got that. Uh, Leon Rose was joking about how he saw, looking out his window from his office, he saw the guys out there. Derrick Rose is out there, playing shirtless. Pause. And trying to show the young guys like, I'm here. You feel me? And that's dope. And I also want to just, like, it wasn't made a thing, but I'm going to make it a thing. Training camp is not here yet. Training camp is not here yet, guys. The guys have not reported to training camp yet, but they're already at the facility together, put it in work. They're already at the facility together, putting in work, building that camaraderie and chemistry. Just one letter, and for most of the guys, been together throughout the off season, playing pickup games and working out together, right? And that's dope. You feel me? I just wanted to point that little point out. Uh, this is a fact. Name twin. My name twin, Terrence Evan. Excuse me, Evan. I can't. What? Eves? If I pronounce that right, I don't know, man. But first name twin, right? So yeah, that's a fact. We need Derrick Rose to be healthy. I don't think it's as much of a need this season. Let me correct that. I don't think it's as much of a need this season. I think healthy Derrick Rose is amazing for this team, right? Healthy Derrick Rose, anchoring that second unit, being the leader of that second unit is dope and important. But I don't think it's as much of a need this season because of the growth that we've seen in Emmanuel Quickly, right? I think Emmanuel Quickly can take over that Derrick Rose role if God forbid Derrick Rose can't stay healthy. I think Quickly can do that. You know what I mean? But a healthy Derrick Rose with that second unit is gonna our bench over the last 2 seasons has been one of the best benches in the NBA. And healthy Derrick Rose with the bench that we have takes us into being one of the best, if not the best bench in the NBA, right? So yeah. Uh so yeah, so Derrick Rose, yeah, Leon mentioned him. And then, of course, he was asked about, you know, Julius Randle. And all y'all know who've watched me, I've been a Julius Randle supporter. My support for Julius Randle has never wavered. Uh, and so has the organization. If you listen to, you know, Leon Rose talk, uh, one thing he said is that Julius Randle is a very passionate basketball player. Uh, One thing he said, Julius Randle is a very passionate basketball player, and he said that's the way he likes it. I mean, he'd rather have it that way. Oh man, I need to find the charger for my tablet. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. The tablet that I'm using to record this on is about to die, and I need to find a charger for it. I'll be right back. My bad, y'all. Wasn't trying to have my tablet die while I'm chatting with my peoples. But yeah, where was that? Oh, Julius Randle. Yeah, he said Julius Randle is, a passionate basketball player, and he rather have it that way, and that's how I feel too. Uh, I've I've seen us lose games, and we have a player like Kemba Walker. No disrespect to Kemba Walker, but getting blown out, and Kemba Walker is walking around the court smiling. You feel me? Like I don't like that. That's not if that's what good sportsmanship is. I don't want it on my team, dog. I don't want. I rather a player who hates losing, have an attitude. You feel me? Huff and puff because he's mad that he's not. It shows me you care. You feel me? Do I agree that he went about it the right way? Do I think he went about it the right way all the time? No, I don't. I don't agree that he went about some of those situations the right way. But I'd rather him be passionate and upset that he's losing, right? So, but then, Leon Rose also went on to talk about how like he's spoken with Julius Randle and seen him. And speaking from to Julius Randle, he Julius Randle is ready for the season. And physically, I mean, we all seen the pictures of Julius Randle and physically how he looks. He's in tremendous shape. And he's in tremendous shape. And trainer C Brick, Chris Brickley, I mean, a highly sought out trainer in the NBA. He spoke about Julius Randle's conditioning, I think on Instagram or something like that. And he was like, the year when Julius Randle had his MIP season, he trained him, and Julius Randle never got tired during training. He's like, he almost never got tired. And He said training him again this offseason, he's getting the same vibes as the MIP season. I don't know what Julius Randle was going through last year. We don't know what that man was going through in his life or mentally. But for the most part, listening to Leon Rose, hearing C Brick talk about how, you know, the condition that Julius Randle was in going into this season. And Leon Rose said that Julius Randle's excited and ready for the season. I think we see a bounce back season for Julius Randle, especially the fact that we have a point guard. You feel me? In Jalen Brunson, which is a great segue. I like how I did that. So he also was talking about, you know, the acquisition of Jalen Brunson, and you know, talking about how great Jalen Brunson was in the off season. I mean, in the postseason, and and kind of pat himself on the back low key, saying that we actually got, you know, the best point guard in free agency, which is a fact. We actually did get the best point guard in free agency, and talking about what he expects from Jalen Brunson, and and it's for Jalen Brunson to be Jalen Brunson. We're not expecting him to come here and play at playoff level. You feel me? The whole season. He can do it if necessary, but we don't need him to do that. We need him to be Jalen Brunson, man. I need Jalen Brunson to give me 16 points a game, closer to 17, 6 assists, and in a few rebounds. You feel me? Like I don't need him to give me 28. Like I don't need those super numbers. We need a solid point guard because the job of scoring the basketball is Julius Randle's and RJ Barrett's. Those are two lead scorers. Those are our leaders on the team. Those are the guys that the offense is going to go through. So I get what he was saying when he said we need Jalen Brunson to be Jalen Brunson. And the fact that Jalen Brunson also brings a win. He's used to winning and bringing winning mentality to the team. National championship in high school, two-time NCAA champion. Went to the Western Conference Finals last year with Luka Doncic having health issues during that time period. And not to mention, I was mentioning on the Who Run the City podcast yesterday that not only did he help them go to the Western Conference Finals, but the guy that we were supposed to be trading for, he gave him buckets. He gave Donovan Mitchell that work. He outplayed Donovan Mitchell that series. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Jalen Brunson absolutely outplayed Donovan Mitchell, and that guy's on our team, and the other guys in Cleveland, right? So I thought that was dope to hear the insight on what is expected of Jalen Brunson to come here, and is for him to just be himself, and that's all we need. We don't need him to be the scoring lead or take over or be that. No, we need him to bring stability to the offense, which is something that we lacked last year. The offense had no stability, especially in the starters. Missing a point guard is something that was painfully evident. Painfully evident, right? We watched the games. We watched the games, and I was on Twitter Spaces, live action watching the games. I tuned into Twitter Spaces to hear other commentary from other fans, and everybody was saying the same thing. If this team had a point guard, now we got him in Jalen Brunson. So, yeah, another player that they spoke about, Cam Reddish. You know, Cam Reddish, when he got PT last year, he showed some signs that he could do some really impressive shit with this team, man. I'm not gonna lie, he showed some signs that he could do some really impressive things given the opportunity. But he got injured, which has been, you know, his problem, his career is staying healthy. Uh, but you know, Leon Rose spoke about how he seen that soon as the season was over, Cam was in the facility rehabbing, putting in that work. You know what I mean? Putting in that work, trying to get back healthy. And that's That's dope to hear. He didn't really speak too much on, you know, kind of dodged the question of that Alan Hahn asked, "What's his role on the team?" That wasn't answered or addressed. But one thing that was addressed was the rumor that he requested a trade, which somebody asked that question, right? Oh, Name Twin did. Twin asked the question. Uh, he asked the question. Alan Hahn asked the question about the rumor of Cam Reddish asking for a trade. Leon Rose flat out said no, he did not. Him, neither him nor his representation has ever asked for a trade. And we already know Cam Reddish addressed that on social media by putting the cap underneath the post about him requesting a trade, right? So clearly he wants to be here, right? Who else were we talking about? Who else did he talk about? He was asked about, Tibbs, and is Tibbs on a hot seat? Now this, I thought that I found this very interesting. You know what I mean? At least this part, because if you was watching me last season, I was on the Fire Tibbs brigade, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was Team Fire Tibbs, and the reason why is because I was scared that he was going to overplay and overwork RJ Barrett and ruin that guy physically. I was scared because I don't want my 21-year-old player to be playing 38 minutes a night. Man, I don't want it, especially in games where we're losing or up by double digits in the final minutes. Sit him down, because that's when freak accident happening, and freak accident happened and RJ Barrett hurt his ankle, and that's when I was on the Fire Tibbs brigade, right? But I was very interested in hearing Leon Rose's answer to the question: is Tibbs on the hot seat? And I agree with him. What Leon Rose said, he said, "Yo, listen, I don't see it that way. The guy won Coach of the Year 2 years ago. The next year he had a rough year. Not all his fault, because we was expecting to get something from Kemba Walker that we didn't receive. And I think if Kemba Walker played to his ability that we thought, what his previous abilities, the season is completely different, right? I do disagree with the way Tibbs, tried to fill that void of Kemba Walker. Pause. That was crazy. I disagree with how Tibbs tried to, pivot from Kemba Walker, but I do believe that he needs another chance. I don't believe that he needs to be on the hot seat. Like, if we don't reach this goal, you're out of here. No, I think Tibbs is responsible for the new culture of the New York Knicks. The reason why we were so excited going in the net last season is because of the culture that Coach Tibbs established there. You know, and if you look at the young guys and how they respond to Tibbs coaching, it's good. It's a good response. They understand the work that needs to be put in. This is the culture that Coach Tibbs is building. Even though, again, I don't agree with all his moves, I think Coach Tibbs is a really good coach. So at least while we're trying to develop a culture, especially in our young guys, I think he's the kind of coach that you need. Like a strict guy. You feel me? A guy that's going to hold guys accountable and make them earn their playing time over just giving them minutes. Because we're trying to develop them. You know what I mean? Like, I I like to. I want to see. I would like to have seen some of the younger guys play a little bit more last year, but also I understand the fact of needing them to earn their minutes over, just giving them to them. Like, for instance, a lot of us was upset that Cam wasn't playing sooner when he came to the Knicks, but I understood why. Like, no, I wouldn't say that. Again, shout out to uh my Knicks ish affiliate and co-host too, my guy Tony. We was on the spaces and he made a good point last season, and I keep on reiterating this point because it makes a lot of sense. He's like, yo, Coach Tibbs is telling these guys if you work hard and you stay ready, you're gonna get the opportunity to play. You trade for a guy, then a couple weeks later you play him over guys who's been here the whole season and working hard and feed it into the ideology. If I work hard and stay ready, I'm gonna get PT that can destroy, you know, the basis of what Coach Tibbs is preaching from. So I understood why Cam couldn't get his minutes off rip. But he did end up getting his PT, but he got hurt. But yeah, I think but Coach Tibbs definitely think he doesn't deserve to be on a hot seat. I agree with Leon Rose with that. Two-time coach of the year. Uh coached us to our first playoff in 9 years. Like, dude, these are things that we cannot overlook, right? We can't overlook these things. So I hear what Leon was saying about that. And then it was also, Alan Hall was asked about if, there's a emphasis on playing the younger guys, which doesn't make sense to me, right? But Leon Rose pretty much said no. Coach Tibbs is the coach. He's in charge of the rotations, and he makes the decisions on the basketball court, who plays and who don't. And he believes that Coach Tibbs plays the guys that he thinks is going to help the team win. And I believe that in Tibbs' mind, he's playing the guys that he thinks is going to help us win basketball games. Is he right all the time? Nope. You feel me? Do I agree with him all the time? Nope. But I don't think he's doing what he think will work. Uh, but I also want to talk about this notion that we gotta this season we gotta retire the phrase play the kids. The whole team is kids now, man. Kids are gonna be playing. Whole team is kids. Aside from Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Julius Randle, the rest of the team is kids. These guys are 25 and younger. The whole team is kids. So retire the phrase going in the next season, play the kids. Gotta retire the phrase. RJ Barrett, 22 years old. Manuel Quickley, I think 23 or something like that. Yeah, so the whole team is kids. So we gotta retire that statement, man. Tibbs has no choice but to play the kids. And quiet as kept. Leon Rose got rid of some of, one of Tibbs' crutches in Alec Burks. I believe Leon saw that, Tibbs was using Alec Burks as a crutch and got him up out of here. Got him up out of here. And shout out to Alec Burks. I like Alec Burks. That for a while he was fourth quarter AB when we was playing him in the appropriate role. But Coach Tibbs was using him as too much as a crutch, and it was hurting the team. So Leon Rose got his ass up out of here. You know what I mean? So now that I spoke about the interview, you know what I mean? I just want to talk about, how I feel the season's gonna go. What we a week and a half from preseason, son. October 4th is our first preseason game. So the season is upon us. Facts. And last part of the interview before I get into that. Pretty much, Alan Hart asked Leon Rose what his expectations for the season was. And like me, he hit you with the I don't want to give you a number or put that kind of expectation on the season. Like, I don't want to put that kind of goal out there, which is smart from a president. You know what I mean? Like, but what he does expect is, which is the same thing that all of us fans expect, is that this team is hungry and they're going to go out and play hard and fast every night. Pause. Right? And that's the expectation. I think that's all of us Knicks fans want, is for this team to go out and play hard and fast. Pause. You feel me? Give A1 effort every single night, and we'll be content with that. Me personally, I got loftier goals than that, or expectations for this team than that. But I ain't mad at it. You feel me? Because I know that's what us as the New York faithful want. You feel me? Just everybody to go out there and play with maximum effort. Uh, but in summation of this interview, right? I think Alan Hahn did an amazing job. Alan Hahn did an amazing job. I think nobody can be mad at the questions that were asked. I think the questions that everybody wanted answered were answered. Uh, I know it's gonna be some hate from the other net from major networks of Leon Rose yet again doing another interview with MSG, and I think that's a spit in the face of the people who work for the network. Those guys are professionals too. Yes, they're employed by MSG, but they're professionals. Like, they're professionals. I will say this though: the interview did feel prepared a little bit. You know what I mean? It did feel a little prepared. Like, Leon Rose got those questions before they were asked. You feel me? But I feel like they were good questions as well. Overall, A1 effort. I'm very confident in his front office. I'm still super confident in Leon Rose. I think he's doing an amazing job, as president of basketball operations for the New York Knickerbockers. And and you can see that there's a comprehensive plan. There's a comprehensive plan that's being worked out. Developing players is first and foremost for this franchise. But improvement, whenever possible, is still in the forefront as well. Being opportunistic, I think that word was used a lot for a reason. You wait for the appropriate opportunities to approach themselves and be ready for them. And that's what this front office has been doing. And I also feel like, we give Leon Rose all the credit, but I'm a huge fan of Scott Perry's, man. I'm a huge fan of Scott Perry's, the general manager, since he was here before Leon Rose. And this is where I feel like we started seeing a slight shift in the direction that the New York Knicks was going. This is when we started the financial flexibility movement with the franchise. I don't think Scott Perry get enough credit. That's when we started signing all those free agents. Half of the team was on 1 year 1 year option team option deals. This is where we started cleaning up the financial mess from the previous administrations. Scott Perry, I've been saying it for what, 3-4 years now. And Scott Perry, we trust because you can still see his fingerprint on the deals that we're signing. The R.J. Barrett deal, Scott Perry's fingerprint all over that. Jalen Brunson deal, Scott Perry fingerprint all over that. Julius Randle deal, Scott Perry fingerprint all over that. Mitchell Robinson deal, Scott Perry finger, because those are really good deals. Some of them are descending contracts, which makes sense because you want to remain, you want to remain financially flexible going into the future. But yeah, Leon Rose spoke very highly of the whole front office, uh, and I agree with his style of making decisions. You hire these people for a reason. Get their input, analyze the data, make the decision. And so far from where I'm sitting, Leon Rose has been making the right decision. Yo, listen, man. A lot of people want us to just blow everything up and chase after and star chase. That's not how you create a winning culture for a long term. You might get lucky and hit a situation where you might sneak out a ring. Might You might get lucky. Very slim chance. But then you're gonna be pooped again because you mortgage your future to be good for a year or two or 3 years. Small window of time. If you look at all the teams that's really good now, they built it. Most of the teams that's really good now, they built that culture over a long period of time. Golden State, Milwaukee, like those are the two. 76ers, Boston. Like these are teams that's they built that culture. They stuck with a plan. You know what I mean? And that was pretty much one of the messages that Leon Rose was saying in the interview. So before I get out of here, I just want to talk a little bit about, my expectations of the Knicks going in the next season. Some of y'all might think I might be bugging just a little bit, but nah, son. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people, man. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. My goal, my expectation is 6 seed. Absolutely, all day in America, 6 seed. That's why I think where the Knicks is going to land. I don't think we're going to be a playing team. Some people, some quote unquote experts don't even think we're going to make the play in. I think that's absolutely crazy. I think if this team stay healthy, Jalen Brunson plays the way that we know Jalen Brunson could play, Julius Randle becomes a little bit more in back to form. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett continue to progress the way he's been his whole career, which I expect him to bump up to at least 22 to 23 points a game next season. That's my expectation for RJ Barrett. 23 points, 45% from the field, about like 37 from three, 37, 38, 37 from three, 6 rebounds, 6 or 7 rebounds. I think he might go up to 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds, about 3 assists a game. That's what I see for RJ Barrett stat line wise. 22 to 23, 45 from the field, 37 from three, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. That's what I see for RJ Barrett next season. So you add that progression. You add the progression of Immanuel Quickley. We saw flashes of Immanuel Quickley, what he could be at the end of the season. We saw flashes of Obi, of what he could be at the end of the season. I hope he gets more PT. I hope Coach Tommy T don't play Julius Randle damn near 40 minutes a night. I don't want to see it. All right, later. Uh, I don't want to see Julius Randle on the court 40 minutes a night. Don't want to see it. I think Obi need to play 20 minutes at the minimum. 20 minutes, son. Add that progression of that having a healthy Derrick Rose. We won 42 games 2 years ago. We didn't really turn it on until Derrick Rose got to the team. We were doing before Derrick Rose got to the team 2 years ago. Got healthy Derrick Rose now. Like I said, Hartenstein, sneaky good pickup. I think he brings another dynamic to the team and can help us in a certain way. I think that we're being slept on, and that's cool. Because the year we went to the playoffs, they had us winning like 13 games or some shit like that. Facts. They had us winning like nah, this is like more like 20. They had us winning like 20 games or something like that, and we doubled that, right? So we getting slept on. I think we're gonna be a 6 seed, and this is not based off delusion. This is based off something that I've seen with the team. Like last year, we said it. I've said it earlier in this live. Like most Knicks fans were saying, like, yo, most Knicks fans and most sports analysts, if the Knicks had a point guard, if the Knicks had a point guard, we got that now. The biggest need for the team we achieved. A guy that's good, really good, really good. We won't be a 6 seed, man. I'm telling you. Mark my words. Time stamp this. Remember that T-Time told you that we was gonna be a 6 seed, and that's just me being modest about it too. You know what I mean? Because I really think we're gonna surprise a lot of people this season. We a week and a half away from preseason. Bro, I'm so happy. We about to get basketball back. We about to get New York Knicks basketball back, bro. And it's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be an exciting year for us, man. And another thing too, watching the interview, you can tell that Leon Rose is excited about the season coming up because I think he knows, like I know, like they're sleeping on us. They're sleeping on us. These guys is working hard, bro. These young boys is working hard, bro. They sleeping on us. Let them. We gonna wake them up real soon, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Mark my words, bro. Don't fret. Like the thing about our team is too is like improvement is the goal. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. I don't. Even if we fall short of what my expectations are, as long as we did better than we did last year, that's a win for us, right? I got us at 6 seed. If we make the play in, that's that's still a win for us because improvement is the goal. We got a team that's still very young. Most of the team is 25 or younger, still very young. Our best, our, if not our best player, our second best player on the team is only 22 years old. So improvement is the goal. But my expectation is us hitting the 6 seed, son. That's what I expect. You know, my co-host Kev said he's got us around 7, 8, and I'm like, nah, we going to 6, son. We gonna be a playoff team. We gonna be a playoff team. Mark my words, man. I'm looking for a big year from Emmanuel Quickly and Obi. And that's another thing too that Leon was talking about in the interview, which is important, right? We don't talk about how important this is. It's continuity. You know what I mean? Like staying together, like consistency with the roster, front office, and coaching staff. It's hard to improve if you're always changing things in the organization. The Knicks don't keep coaches, bro. When was the last time we had a coach for more than 2 years? I'll wait for the answer. When was the last time we had a coach for more than 2 years? Front office always changing. Players always changing. It's hard to build a winning foundation that way. It's almost impossible. So now to see that the gang is coming back, most of them, it's dope for moving forward for the future. It's easier to play the game of basketball when you kind of know what the guy next to you is going to do because you play with this guy so much. Pause. That was crazy. You and the guy was on the same team for so long. You it makes it easy. If it makes the game of basketball easier when you can kind of think like, yo, I know. Oh, yeah, I know he's gonna cut here. You don't even got to think about it. I'm excited, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to everybody on the pull up, man. I haven't been doing these lives that often because it was the off season. I hate talking about the same shit over and over. Uh, I'd rather not say anything than just be up here talking about nothing and repeating myself over and over. I was over the Donovan Mitchell situation like 2 weeks in. I was over it. I mean, I didn't want to come here and talk about Julius Randle if we should trade him or not every day. I was over that. But shout out to y'all on the pull up, man. You much appreciated. Please press like and share for your boy. I mean? We're going to get back to being more consistent. I mean? Because the season, like I said, we a week and a half away from preseason, son. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be doing these lives more. Me, Kev, Tony. You know what I mean? We gonna be back more consistently. And I appreciate everybody that pulled up. I holla.